what a little treat we've got coming up here now. One of the great blokes in rugby league who's now residing in Brisbane, hails all the way from Northern England, a champion player for the Warrington Wolves, a point-scoring machine. What about this? 2,586 points for the might of the Wolves, 154 tries, 948 goals, 74 field goals, Brian. We're talking about the one and only Lee Briers, who joins the run home with Joel and Fletch once again. G'day, Leaping.
Good day, Joel. How are you?
How you going, Lee? What's been happening?
Yeah, I'm all good, bud. I'm just got back from training. Just chilling, really. Lovely weather.
Tell you what.
I've got my family over at the moment, so we're all good. My sister is here with my brother-in-law, so they've been out for 3 weeks. So, yeah, it's good to catch up with family.
Oh, you beauty. I tell you what, great coaching gang there. You've got Kevy, you've got Matty Ballon, you've got
Alf,
John Cartwright, Lee Briers. Who have I missed, Leaping?
Darius Boyd does the back five.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've got a good group here at the Bronx. Good solid group.
Hey, Breezy, how did you end up in Brisbane? Was it an Alf connection?
No, I got Emirates flight over, Brian.
Breezy better than that.
So,
Come
yeah,
on.
obviously, I played with Alf back in 2000, and then Kev came and played 4 games, and then
That's right, yeah.
I've kind of kept in touch with Alf for I have kept in touch with Alf for 23 years. I've been here and been on holidays when Alf comes over to the UK, and also with Kev, I did some personal development. I come out in 2014 when I just retired and spent some time up in Newcastle when Kev was Wayne Bennett's assistant. And then the Broncos have been over to the UK with a World Cup challenge and did some more personal development there, and I just kept in contact. And then there was an opportunity to come in 2021, but then COVID hit. COVID just a back end, so something we couldn't get out at that time. And then I moved to Wigan, and I must have been doing a decent job there. And then Kev contacted me to say there was a spot open here at the Bronx, and he'd like me on his staff, and that's how it went, really. And he had never looked back since.
Hey, Breezy, what do you make of the talk around potentially, well, this has been the rumour floated around, that the National Rugby League could purchase the English Super League? Do you like the idea of that, or you don't?
Yeah, I love the idea. Because it'll make the Super League a lot stronger. And, the NRL's got it right, to be fair. When I come over here, it's just a different level. And if they can get hold of the Super League and then, guide the Super League in the way they do the media, etc. Obviously, the Super League's not nowhere near as big as the NRL, but, you learn from the best, don't you? And if the NRL can do that, it then can, it'll strengthen all of rugby league, and that's what I think it needs.
Hey, Brizzy, you played with and against some terrific fullbacks of your time. The Reece Walsh kid you've got there at the back, do you think he could surpass all of those sort of players that you've played with and against?
Oh yeah, for sure. He's at the start of his career, and he's got the X factor. Reece, he can do things what I can't coach what he's got, and I don't try to coach. He's just got something what it's God-given talent, and what Reece, when Reece will understand the game even better, he could be unstoppable. But it's the start of his career. He's probably playing off a lot of instinct at the moment. He understands the game when we sit down in and show him vision. It's about then executing that on match days. Reece is just an absolute freak of a player. And then when the game slows down for him, which it will, God help the opposition. I hope I'm still coaching him and not coaching against him.
Chatting with Lee Briers, English legend of rugby league, now part of the coaching staff with the Broncos, and Kevy Walters. Just for the benefit of the listeners, Breezy, what's your exact role there with Kevy? What are you looking after?
So I do the attack. Kev obviously is everything, but yeah, I come on board and do all offense. Matty Ballon does the defense. Carty does middles, defense and offense, and Darius looks after the back five. So yeah, we've all got our own little roles to look after, and it worked quite well with us. And Kevy oversees everything, and he gives us the guidance to go and do our job, which is it's good, and it's kind of challenging because it's different to the Super League, so you've got to think different, which is it's kind of rounding me off as a coach. It's not kind of it's getting that balance right, when to attack, when to get your kicks away. So it's good, learning loads, and like I said, I've got a good group of lads who want to learn and take things on.
Hey, Breezy, as a man who's been entrusted with a lot of the Broncos attack, and as you said, Kevy oversees all of it, but is there any insight you can give us into that grand final? I know it didn't go your way, but the team should be so proud to be participating in one of the greatest games we've ever seen. Was there any part of your coaching where you thought, yeah, we can get him here? Or obviously Ezra had a day out on that left-hand side for you guys, but what's your recollection of your planning ahead of that grand final?
Yeah, we just wanted the boys really to go out and play Broncos football, and it's a big occasion, isn't it? And you sometimes get lost in the headlights, but you like rabbits in the headlights. It's like, but when we started to play Broncos football, that's when we started to put points on them. There was a couple of points where we probably could have been better when we got the lead, but we needed to keep playing. They got us into that position. We played Broncos football all year. We're not a team what will just go 5 drives and a kick, because that doesn't work for us. It might work for other teams, but that doesn't work for us. We just needed to be playing, and there was a couple of probably key turning points where keep playing, get down, play the ball, and kick to a corner. We are learning that, and that's what we need to get better at. We're really good with moving the ball and playing what we see. But we probably need to be a bit better where we can game management a bit better. And in that little period there, I think we just stopped playing. Not stopped playing in as such we weren't moving the ball, but we were going one out, carrying one out, and that's not the game. The game is all about energy, push, support, and that takes energy off. Would have took energy off Penrith. What we did, we allowed them to get the energy back by throwing 3 men in a tackle and dominating us.
Hey, Brizzy, obviously it's only 5 rounds in. Excuse me. You think Penrith still the team to beat, or can you see someone coming out, jumping out of the ground?
Yeah, they've got their system, Brian, and it's probably they've got a really good system where they've got reserve sides who play exactly the same as the first team, and it's next man up for them. So they are the team to beat. But as we've seen at the weekend with Manly, there's ways to beat them. So they're a quality side in everything they do, and I love watching rugby league. I love watching it, and I love watching the way they play and they go about the business. It's really good to see, and we're all chasing them. The bench is set by them, but we're all chasing them, and there's teams can knock them off, and I think there's about 3 or 4 I reckon who could, and but we've got some catching up to do because they're consistently really good.
This man Lee Briers knows about the big stage, Brian. To win a Challenge Cup at the hallowed turf, and my hair stand up thinking about this, at Wembley. Lee Briers, a kid from Northern England, you turn up to that famous venue, Wembley Stadium. The princes are usually there, Harry or William.
Not Andrew.
In attendance. No, not Andrew. But you win the Challenge Cup. Adrian Morley, who's a teammate of yours, Brian, was part of that as well. And after the game, you're anointed as the Lance Todd Trophy medal winner for the best player in the game at that famous venue. What are your memories of that day, Breezy?
Yeah, it kind of doesn't get any better for an English player playing in England. Is the Challenge Cup, and then to win the Lance Todd Trophy. I'm a football nerd, so I know exactly who Lance Todd is, and probably can name. I think there's only about 60 people who's ever won that trophy in 130 years. So it's kind of special to be named as one of them. But I was all about the team, and I only really focused on that when I retired. It was quite nice that for my parents and to have the trophy in the house. But yeah, at the time it was just about winning the trophy as a team, and it was special times. We'd not won a trophy at Warrington for I think 36 years. So to win that, it was when I was used to like a drink, people used to say and ask me how long was you celebrating for, and I used to say I'm still going 12 years later.
Like Royce Simmons.
Are you off the drink, Breezy?
Yeah, it was special. It's special times, and we look back on fond memories. And as you well know, and Brian, you both won trophies and whatnot. It's kind of when you meet up now. I think what is it, 2009, 10? We meet up we have reunions 15 years later, 12, 13 years later, and you just know, you have that look, and you just know that you've done something special. And that's what you're trying to tell these guys now is you make memories by being successful, and you've got to keep working hard, and 15 years down the line you'll have that look in your eye, and you'll meet the guys you win with, and that's special. The individual honours are nice, but it's winning it with your team, and you know that you've gone to war. Kind of in our game, it's gone to the war and won something.
Hey, Breezy, was there? I'm sure there would have been any offers to come and play in the NRL.
You know what? I didn't get any offers myself, and but through being with the Broncos when they used to come over for the World Cup challenges, etc. I remember I was sat with Wayne and Alf. We was having some dinner, and Wayne said he asked Alf, could anybody come over and play, and he mentioned my name, and I believe that Wayne asked Warrington, I think it was around 2000, 2001, if they'd allow me to come, and they obviously turned that down. But I didn't get to hear about that. Do you know what, Brian? If I'm being brutally honest, and I am, I can live with this. I couldn't have made it in the NRL. I wasn't quite probably tough enough, or I didn't like training, to be honest.
You could have. I think you're being quite humble here. I think you would have gone all right coming over here. You just would have to stay away from Natty Wood, and then you would have been okay.
Hey, do you know what, Brian? Yeah, you're right. I met Natty Wood for the first time. I've not seen Nat for 10 years. I met him down in Manly at the weekend. He's not changed. What a great bloke he is, by the way. I love Nat. He's one of my favourites.
He is.
What about some of the Aussie blokes that we've sent for Breezy's company over there? So Alfie, Natty Wood,
Joey,
Chris Hicks, Joey Johns. Then we sent some over for you.
There's a trend here, isn't there?
Hey, did you say, Breezy, you're off the drink?
Yeah, Brian, I used to like a drink when I played. But,
yeah.
Now that you're coaching, you just can't. And I was one of these who kind of binge drinks.
Yeah.
Get smashed when I could, and you can't do that now. I was off the drink for 2 years, and then I found a lot about myself, and it come back to why I used to drink after games was mainly when we lost, because I hate losing. I hate losing at anything, but mainly when we lost, so I didn't feel the pain, and I found that out about myself. When I didn't drink for 2 years, and when I was playing at Warrington back in the day, we didn't win flipping many. So I was nearly an alcoholic.
So you won't even have a glass of wine now?
Now I do, Brian.
Yeah.
I can go and have 2 drinks.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was either 0 or $1 million.
Yeah.
I can sit down now.
Yeah. I think a lot of rugby.
That's what I drink.
I think a lot of players are like that, Breezy.
Yeah.
I reckon a lot of rugby league players are like that because we sort of sacrifice during the week, and you sort of play that, as you mentioned, we're sort of going to war without, obviously not comparing us to soldiers and stuff. But then I think we're risk takers, so we'll go out, you play footy, and then that night you just keep going. The adrenaline's still going through you.
Yeah. What I used to say is like it's the equivalent. So the normal people work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 in England on a Friday. They clock off at 2 o'clock and they go and have a drink. That's the end of their week. Well, we used to play on a Sunday, so that was my clock off time. So I wanted a drink after that. So that's how it was. And you're right. Rugby league players are different. We are wired up different. We want. It's kind of strange because what we want these rugby players to do, we want them to be angels from Monday to Friday, and then on a Friday night we want them to be absolute animals.
Yeah.
And then go back to normal. It don't work like that.
No, it's hard to switch off.
Yeah.
It's hard to switch off.
Yeah.
Hey,
it doesn't work like that. So you've got to manage that.
Breezy, it's been so fun to catch up, mate. And it's always good to see you in person, mate. We really appreciate you sharing your time here. And good luck. It's a massive occasion. The Broncos take on the Dolphins. The roar of the crowd. There's been 2 games between you so far, both very, very close. So no doubt it's going to be another massive game for yourself and the Broncos.
Yeah, it's good for rugby league, isn't it? We've got Redcliffe down the road, who are our neighbours, and a good derby game. It's going to be sell out at the Suncorp. So yeah, it's going to be a great game for the neutral.
Breezy,
Good on you,
listeners
Breezy.
are loving you here on the text line, and you're welcome anytime, mate. All the best for the Broncos, and say good day to Kevy and the team.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
See you,
Lee Briers. If you missed all of that chat, it's worth catching up on the podcast, Apple or Spotify, YouTube as well. We have a lot of our chats as well. The Run Home with Joel and Fletch.